This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, January 29th. I'm here with Brandon Tori. Tori Schulman's in the house, everybody.
Don't ever do that again. Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
And I'm Erica. Jeff and Steph are off tonight, so let's get started. As we come to grips with the death of Kobe Bryant, one thing is clear. That man was loved. Now, we're learning the Oscars will honor Kobe on February 9th. And you'll remember he won an Academy Award in 2018 for his autobiographical short film, Dear Basketball. Meantime, sources are telling people his wife, Vanessa, can hardly keep it together, which is completely understandable, and can't finish a sentence without crying. But she's doing her best for her young daughters. And for the first time, she's publicly addressing her heartbreak, changing the profile image on her Instagram account to be a photo of Kobe and Gigi. And basketball legends are also opening their hearts too. Watch.
Every night you came to Staples Center, you knew you were going to see something special, something great that you've never seen in your life, and that was Kobe Bryant. And then he made no excuses. That's why we all should never make excuses, because Kobe never made an excuse. Whether he was tired, hurt, he played through everything, and the man gave us everything that he had.
The fact that we're not going to be able to joke at his Hall of Fame ceremony. We're not going to be able to say, hi, I got 5, you got 4. The fact that we're not going to be able to say, if we would stay together, we could have got 10. Those are the things that you can't get back.
You know, it's so difficult to see someone like Shaq really torn up because I think we have this idea of him being, you know, bigger than life. Yeah. Maybe things don't affect him, but I loved what Dwayne Wade said, because he was saying, you know, if you're sad, it's okay to cry. If you need to talk to someone, it's okay to talk to someone. And I think those are messages that are so important, especially coming from black men.
Yeah, I agree. Just real quick, I saw LeBron showed up at his son's basketball game just to be there for him. He gave him an extra hug. You could see him really hugging each other. Whatever this has done, it has a profound effect on fathers worldwide and their kids. And I think that's a wonderful thing, because Kobe was an outstanding father.
Yeah, and regardless if you played basketball, you played sports, or you were just an admirer of the guy, we lost someone who motivated us.
Yeah.
And not only him, but there was also the baseball coach that died in this crash. There was also a middle school basketball coach that died in this crash. So you know, my father is a football coach. He says, yes, I teach the X's and O's of football, but I'm also a fisher of men. And in this case, fisher of men and women. Kobe inspired everyone. So those baseball coaches, that basketball coach inspired everyone. We all have our platform, and we use our platform to reach as much and as many people as we can. And we just lost 9 people who were out to do great things in life and to reach as many and motivate as many people as possible. It's just
such a tragedy.
It's hard to. It's even day 3, Erica. It's hard to come to terms with.
I know.
Still,
just seeing his photo, you don't
associate with him being dead,
right?
No, right? Like, I still think he's alive when I see a video. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, we are continuing the Kobe conversation and want to show this clip of an ESPN anchor who's shining a spotlight on Kobe, the dad. Watch.
He said that his wife, Vanessa, really wanted to try again for a boy, but was sort of jokingly concerned that it would be another girl. And without hesitation, he said, I would have 5 more girls if I could. I'm a girl dad. When it came to sports, he said that his oldest daughter was an accomplished volleyball player and that the youngest was a toddler, so TBD. But that middle one, he said, that middle one was a monster. She's a beast. She's better than I was at her age. She's got it. That middle one, of course, was Gigi.
You know, this spoke to so much, or to so many of us. I think what was so compelling about Elle was the fact that, one, she showed great emotion because she was pregnant
Yeah.
when she ran into Kobe, and he took a photo. She wanted to take a photo, but he initiated the conversation.
Like a half-hour conversation.
About her pregnancy and said how important it was and how much it meant to be a girl dad. And I think of you, Tori, because your father, Jerry, is a man of men, a very successful man, and he's a girl dad.
He's such a girl dad, very sensitive. My father wanted girls. He got girls. And if there was something really going on personally, and I mean really personally, I felt very free to go to my father. And I mean girl stuff. And he was just that guy. So yesterday at about 11, we get a half-hour break. I went outside and I call him. He's very busy. Call his secretary, blah, blah, blah. Can I talk about? And I go, hey, Dad, I just want to say I love you. Oh, cool. What's going on? No, I just wanted to say I love you. And then I think he just stopped and he was like, Kobe. And I was like, yeah, I just love that you're alive. And I think that you're alive. And thanks for being a girl dad, like super girl dad.
And I think that's what a lot of us have done, just call parents, call brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And when I saw this hashtag start trending, I immediately put a smile on my face because I think of my favorite girl dad, and that's my brother. But then I also started crying last night because I'm thinking, what if something would have happened to my brother and, you know, my niece there. Here he is with my step niece. But I also think of myself as a girl uncle because I don't have kids just yet, and I'm raising my nieces to be the legacy as well. I have a nephew. I have 2 nephews, you know, but at the same time, in the London family, we raise our nieces, our cousins to be the matriarchs, to be the strongest person in the family, not just strongest woman, but the strongest person in the family. So that hashtag put me through a lot of emotions. I smiled, but at the same time, like, because Kobe just went so fast, I'm like, what if something would have happened to my brother? So, you know,
it
it's
really
just one of
makes
those
you
things.
think about your own mortality.
It totally does.
Well, we are shifting gears. Was Michael Strahan nothing more than Kelly Ripa's sidekick when they hosted their show together? Now, that's what he's telling the New York Times in a brand new interview. He's also talking about how the media mischaracterized his exit from the show in 2016. Michael says he didn't just end up leaving. Instead, ABC requested he move to Good Morning America. That very much was the narrative as she saw it, because as you'll remember, Kelly Ripa was the last to know that Michael Strahan was leaving. It seemed like there was a lot of behind the scenes that were happening, but he's saying that she never even looked at him as a partner. Now, Brandon, you've been a teammate on an NFL field. You're a teammate here in the studio. What are you bringing from your NFL experience, and what's the difference in being a teammate in media?
Erica, I try and bring that.
That's a good question.
I try and bring that locker room aspect. You know, I know sometimes I joke around, sometimes I'm not serious, but I run around this studio and I joke around and try and hang out with every producer, every camera person, because that's how it was in the locker room. It was a sense of team. And if we're thinking about trying to win a Super Bowl, no, we're trying to win Emmys on this show. So you bring that, I bring that sense of team and just that overall, just trying to be a breath of fresh air when I'm not annoying you guys.
You're
as
never
much.
what?
But you got to think of, Michael Strahan. You got to know that guy has a bigger than life type personality. So I don't think for Kelly Ripa to be mad at him, no, the people upstairs, the higher ups, saw something in him when he auditioned and he was dressing up.
But I feel like you guys, I feel like you're sort of forgetting that at the start, though, this is Kelly Ripa's show. Like, he came into her show. Now, she came in to Kathy Lee's show. And you do have to pay some kind of respect to that. Now, if she wasn't nice to him, that's uncool, and I don't like that. However, it seems as if the real issue, like what you're saying, was she was not treated as an actual member of that group because she wasn't even told. So I don't know where a lot of people feel like they didn't communicate well, and I feel like a lot of people feel like they weren't respected, but it's not always between the two of them.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Well, that's the point. I mean, the whole thing was mishandled.
Right.
But I think that Kelly and Michael were really the pawns in which they had to suffer the consequences. Because here's the thing, like, this is a whole operation. There's so many people behind the scenes who are really the glue that are holding all of this together.
100%.
But when crap hits the fan, it's our faces
Right. Yeah.
that are the ones.
Exactly.
We're the ones that
Yeah.
go home and get lit up on Twitter. You know,
Totally.
that's what happens.
Yeah.
So I think that you have to have at least a little bit of flexibility of thinking to know that it wasn't his fault. Clearly, that was a call that came from above him, but it also may not have been her fault in that respect.
Totally.
But the fact that he was trying to have the dinners, that he was trying to do those bonding things because that's where his team mentality comes from.
Right.
I can understand that
Right.
being a miscommunication between the two of them.
Yeah.
And that's just sometimes how it happens.
Go Giants.
Yeah, well, okay.
Was he on the Giants?
Well, let's lighten.
teammates.
We're gonna lighten things up.
Yep.
Sylvester
Let's do it.
Stallone is sporting a new look. He posted a motivational video to Instagram that had people doing a double take. Watch.
Keep punching, my friend. Keep punching.
Oh, he looks fabulous.
Sly is embracing his gray hair, which is much different than his usual darker hair color. So who knew he's a silver fox?
Oh, he looks
I'm just going to
great.
answer that question. We all did,
Yeah.
because we understand the evolution of hair.
And we know you don't have jet black hair at 60 years or 70 years
didn't
old.
know that.
Well, he was a little bit, to me, this looks way more natural.
Yes. Right.
And also pretty sexy.
He should be a Bond villain. Forget doing Rocky 99. We've seen that 29 times. He should be some sort of bad guy in a movie with this silver fox look. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I like. He looks a lot better, which makes me feel better inside because this hairline is starting to go.
But
In
it
fact,
looks good.
No, in the group chat, in the cousins group chat, my brother he took a screenshot of a picture and he put the McDonald's arch right
The golden
here
arch.
on my daggone forehead. It's almost that time to let it go, Erica.
They say it's not a forehead, it's a
It's
five
not.
head.
It's a 5.5 head with this thing.
You're fine.
It's almost that time.
And we all have thinning when we get a little older. It's
wish I got
totally
thinning right
natural.
here.
It's fine. I'm just trying to make you feel better. DBL is live, and coming up, Tori chats with funny man Jerry O'Connell. We heard he never gets into an argument with his wife. Is that true? And did Dog the Bounty Hunter just pop the question 7 months after his wife's death? How soon is too soon to move on? Your comments are next.
Thank you. You know how Erica was talking about the glue of the show? We have people here that keep me looking,
Can I ask you a
very
question?
be Londonish.
Do you know how to tie a tie?
Yes, I tie my own ties.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, because
YouTube taught me.
yeah,
Sorry,
it's hard
Dad.
to do. I tried to tie my dad's ties, and I was like, the rabbit goes under the river, through the snow glades, and into the happy den. Right? Something like that.
Robbers go to the happy dance.
You know what I mean?
That's trippy, bro.
See, my dad taught me how to tie a tie, but then for probably the first 10 years of my adult life, I never dated anyone who wore ties.
Yeah, people don't wear ties anymore. It's weird.
Well, my husband now.
Oh, yeah, I
my
guess.
husband now. My husband wears ties.
Uh-oh.
My dad went to
Every day.
business casual, and he didn't know what to do. He wore a full 3-piece with the suspenders. Like, my dad likes to look good.
Yeah.
And when it's raining, he wears a full leather jacket to the ground with a full real cowboy
Love
hat.
it.
And everyone in the garage is like, looking good, Jerry. Why does he wear that?
Because
It's real.
style.
Yeah.
Does he?
He's in the Matrix.
He looks
Let me
like he's
tell
like,
you.
yeah, he looks like Morpheus.
dressing up is how you show respect to your audience.
Oh.
And in Jerry's case,
He looks good. He likes
Jerry's
pink
a
suspenders.
powerhouse. So
Bright pink suspenders, like lavenders. He likes those things. Before it was cool.
See, I don't like it when I wear just the one button down. You know, I would rather like my dress shirts.
Yeah.
I would rather have a tie on or a turtleneck.
You do.
I think I look
hate to
sloppy.
say this. You kind of look good in a turtleneck.
Wait, I hate to say it again.
He looks okay in a turtleneck.
Okay. No, I love wearing turtlenecks.
You do look
I
real
love
good. Like
wearing
you look like
turtlenecks.
you could walk a runway with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now, what do I look like?
Pretty girl in blue and black stripes, you.
You just observed me. So weird. You have blonde hair. Weird. That didn't work.
work as well as I.
Welcome back to DBL. 2019 was a rough year for Dog the Bounty Hunter. He lost his wife of nearly 30 years, Beth Chapman, and months later was hospitalized and diagnosed with a heart condition. Now there's talk of him being engaged to Beth's best friend and former assistant. Ooh. So DBL Nation, would this officially make him a dog?
Whoa.
I love jokes like that. It was good. Linda from Facebook says, congratulations. If this is true, it just means he loved being married. It doesn't mean he loves Beth any less. I understand what you're saying. I actually interviewed him, and we spoke a long time about Beth, and I believed that he grieved Beth and loved Beth and misses Beth. Do I think it's a little fast? I've got to be honest with you. Yeah, I do. I think less than a year, a little weird, but you know what? I don't want to say, as Erica says, stay out of people's bedrooms, so I'm going to. But my personal opinion is it's a little soon.
All right, let's see. Pamela from Facebook says, I just lost my husband a month ago. No way am I looking for another man. First and foremost, Pamela, I'm sorry for that. I hope you all had some great times together. But I look at it like this. He's a little bit older, and he just had some sort of heart transplant surgery as well. I guess he's looking at his time is ticking.
You're right.
So he's looking at, he doesn't want to be alone. He wants to be with someone, and why not someone that he already knows, someone who knows the family.
Because it's super kind of creepy.
Yeah, but I think maybe Beth gave him his blessing, her blessing before she may have passed away. Maybe.
Well, Michelle from Facebook says lots of people who experience a loss gravitate to each other. Well, that is true. I mean, think of Beau Biden, who married his...
No, Hunter Biden
married Beau, his brother's widow.
That's right.
Now, that didn't work out, but it did happen, so that's true.
We're just observing here. That is true. That happened. That happened. Fanny, I love that name, from Facebook says, this shouldn't really matter because his wife Beth is not coming back. Ooh. I see what you're saying, but I think he has a platform. He has fans, and those fans loved Beth as well. She was a major part of the show. So maybe you just give a statement as to, I got her blessing, or this is how I'm grieving, so that the fans don't feel you've just kind of skated over someone that was a big part of their lives for like 7 years.
I think it's also odd because it happened in a tease. So
yeah, we
like
don't know what the answer is.
We don't know if he actually did, and it kind of, I think people feel like it trivialized it a bit. I mean, it's been 7 months. You're teasing a possible proposal.
Promo of a proposal.
Right, for Dr. Oz, for you guys that don't know. So I think that maybe they feel like it's a little disrespectful in that way.
Totally.
But, I mean, hey, we only have one life to live, and as we know, life is very short.
Yes, it is.
Coming up on DBL, Tori goes one-on-one with Jerry O'Connell about his funny show, Life with Rebecca Romaine. And The Real Housewives, because he's a super fan. That's coming up next.
A shaky start to the morning in the Caribbean. A magnitude 5.1 quake this morning follows yesterday's 7.7 quake. According to the United States Geological Survey, the larger trembler struck northwest of Lucia, Jamaica, with shaking said to be felt in Cuba and southern Florida. The good news, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said the threat of big waves has passed. Chipotle makes history in Massachusetts. The chain has been hit with the largest child labor violation in that state's history, $1.3 million, covering more than 50 different restaurant locations. Attorney General Maura Healey said Chipotle committed more than 13,000 child labor violations in the state's restaurants. They include 16 and 17-year-old employees illegally working past midnight or being on the clock more than 48 hours a week. And finally, Warren Buffett is getting out of the newspaper business. He sold his Berkshire Hathaway newspaper operations to another company, Lee Enterprises. This $140 million sale includes Warren Buffett's hometown paper, the Omaha World Herald. This makes the first time in Omaha history that its Metro paper will be owned by an out-of-state company. In the news release, Lee said the addition of Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio will add, quote, significant size and scale to Lee's operations, bringing its portfolio of daily newspapers to 81 from 50 and nearly doubling its audience size.
Tokyo is spicing up the Olympics with a modern-day makeover. More than 20,000 of the world's best athletes are expected to compete. That's a lot of bodies to get to the right place at the right time. Toyota is debuting the e-Palette, a self-driving car that will take athletes where they need to go. The 2020 Games will also feature robot assistants. They'll be on hand to help answer fan questions at venues around the city. Don't speak Japanese? No problem. The company Panasonic is working on a small device to wear around your neck. It would instantly translate Japanese into 10 other languages. And an astronomy startup is planning an artificial meteor shower for the opening ceremony.
Welcome back to DBL. When it comes to celebrities, Jerry O'Connell is one of the nicest around. So I recently caught up with him to talk about his TV comedy and obsession with the Real Housewives. Jerry gets candid in tonight's Chatting with the Stars. Jerry, thanks for joining us on Daily Blast Live. I'm talking to Frank Cushman, the Cush.
Cushman. For those who don't know, that's a character I portrayed in Jerry Maguire. I played a quarterback whose name was Frank Cushman, and everyone called him Cush. You have to explain that to the kids these days.
You're right, they don't know it.
That movie is over 20 years old, you know?
Well, we're ancient now, but I loved it when you go,
I just want to play football.
That's it. Thank you, buddy. You and your lovely wife, Rebecca Romaine, are huge Real Housewives fans, and so is the DBL Nation. So Are there any of the housewives you are still dying to meet?
I have met them, but I would love to talk to Kenya and Nene about that argument that they had.
Hear what I have to say.
I will talk to you another time.
No, but hear what I got to say. When you had the time to say it, Nene, you had the floor. Kenya, you shut the
I'd love to talk to them and see if they patch things up.
You're amazing. Speaking of wives, our DBL Nation wants to know about this rumor. You never argue with your wife, Rebecca. Is that true? And why is that?
Of course I argue with my wife, but I don't win those arguments. I don't pursue those arguments. I don't attempt to win. For example, I'm not into cats. I just have never been into them. My wife loves cats. And my wife said, I want to get a cat. And I said, don't you dare. I pulled that old I'm allergic thing. That's it. I'm putting my foot down. This is the one fight I'm going to win. And I went away for a weekend, and when I came back, there were not one but two cats in our house. And I was a little upset, but I want to say I'm a huge cat person now. I love cats.
She turned you.
You're gonna be my first solo case as a PI. I'm gonna tell my children about this.
Well, I want to ask you about Carter. You play detective. You also played a detective on Crossing Jordan. I need to know, do you think you'd make a good PI?
I would not. Shout out to all law enforcement out there. Everything they do is just amazing, and I'm in awe of everything they do. But I play Carter.
Yeah.
He is an actor who played a cop on TV for many years. Think like David Caruso at CSI Miami.
Totally.
And he moves to this small town, and he thinks because he's David Caruso on TV, he can tell all these small town cops how they should solve crimes.
That's amazing. Now, you have an episode where you were at a nudist colony. Is that right? You solved a mystery there. Were you in the buff at all for the Can we look forward to that?
Spoiler alert, my character does not get naked. I got to tell you, that wasn't my call. I told the writers, I want in on this.
That's amazing. Don't miss Jerry in the hit comedy Carter, back for its second season on WGN America. Thanks, Jerry.
Bye, Tori.
What a cutie. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie here at the Birds of Prey premiere in London. It's been an absolutely amazing experience so far, and I can't wait to watch the movie. As you can see, everyone's going in to get their seats and get the first glimpse of the movie. I'll be interviewing Margot Robbie and all the other celebrities, so stay tuned to DBL this week to find out what we're talking about.
Beauty Blasters, what's up? It's Jeray for the Slay, and today we're talking about that skin that slays. Now, you all have beautiful skin. Don't get me wrong, everyone's beautiful on the inside or whatever, but sometimes we need to update that skincare routine a little bit more to get that glow. Okay, did y'all catch that? That glow. All right. Now, for today's topic, we're talking about toning and the joys of using a toner. Now, it's not as crazy as it used to be. I know you guys are all rolling your eyes at home thinking, oh my gosh, here we go. He's gonna talk about some sea breeze. Not today, honey. Toners have changed a lot over the years, and as much as we all hated using them when in our teens and how much it dried out our skin with all that alcohol content, in today's world, we actually have much more toners to fit every type of skin type. It's not just for oily or acne-based skin anymore. So let's go ahead and break down a couple for you guys. My favorite is using a gentle toner, something that will simply help to make sure to take off any remnants of makeup after you wash your face and before you apply your moisturizer onto your skin. Now, you don't want it to be too drying and you don't want it to be too active at the same time. So to start, I love the First Aid Beauty Exfoliating Toning Wipes. Now, these guys are little circle pads that are predisposed with serum in them to help to make sure that we are brightening, hydrating, and keeping that skin looking beautiful, honey. Okay. Now, another thing you can also use is a oil control toner. These guys are still out here, but we don't have to use that high alcohol content once again. One of my favorites for these guys is actually from Ole Hendrickson, or you can always check out the Ultra Facial Oil Control Toner from Kiehl's. This guy is amazing for balancing out your skin if you might be a little bit excessively oily, and it's also going to help to make sure that we're minimizing and tightening those enlarged pores if you're more on the oily skin type. Now, another great toner is going to be for radiance in the skin. This guy is one of my favorites and what I use on my skin every night. Peter Thomas Roth Glycolic 8% Toner is amazing for improving radiance and uneven skin tone as well. Now, for all of these, all you want to do is either take it out of the package or take a separate cotton round and go ahead and disperse your product onto your cotton, taking it from your T-zone outwards to make sure that we're smoothing any of that extra makeup right off of our skin and applying the serum where we need it. Now, you guys check out some of those toners. There's every type of toner from drugstore to prestige. So let me know your favorites down below or write me on any social media platform at Jure for the Slay. We'll see you guys next time.
Hey guys, it's
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. It's a new year, so let's talk new savings. We're bringing in 2020 with tips on how to focus on savings this year. Budgetologist Felicia Jones is here to discuss this on today's Dollars and Cents presented by John Hancock.
Ready to jump into this?
I am ready.
The first thing that we're going to do, we're just going to increase our savings by $25. I want you to focus on your emergency fund. Also open up that vacation fund.
Ooh, I like that one better.
Yeah, I know. I like that too. So make sure you auto draft from your paycheck or your checking account right into your savings. So the next thing we're going to do is focus on our medical expenses and start saving for that.
It's important.
So we're going to open up an FSA or an HSA account.
Really?
Now these are all typically employer-driven benefits, so you have to talk to your employer about
Okay.
this. The last thing we're going to talk about is retirement. This is a great time to open up an IRA. If you have that 401k, just contribute more to it. For those who are 70 and a half, this is the year for you to start calculating your required minimum distribution.
Wow.
I know. Just remember, it's all about the savings in 2020.
To submit your financial questions for the next Dollars and Cents, please email Ask Mrs. Jones at dailyblastlive.com. And for info about life insurance and retirement planning, call John Hancock at 1-800-978-0663.
Tori, you were just talking about an HSA, but I was thinking like, oh, Tori, she's so smart. She knows.
I watched that Dollars and Cents.
Watch that Dollars and Cents.
It's good. HSA, if you don't use it, you are wasting money.
Yes,
Please
you are.
look into it.
That's a health savings account.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, we'll be right back. Oh,
No,
same
we're
time,
done.
same place. We're gone. Bye.